Good evening. The family of a man seriously injured after being shot at a job site north of Prince Albert late last week is sharing their terrifying ordeal. Jasmine Peltier sat down with the victim's son to find out how he's doing and how the community is coming together to help him as he heals.
The morning of October 24th, Orlan Peterson was confronted by several people during a vehicle robbery at a job site where he happened to be working that day. The victim's son, Josh Peterson, says his father remembers being thrown to the ground where one man held the barrel of a gun to the back of his neck. The suspect then forced Orlan into the job site trailer at gunpoint and then shot him. The vehicle Orlan had driven to work that morning was then stolen.
The man said to him, "Sorry, bro, but I got to shoot you." And Dad just kind of buried his head and started praying. And thankfully, as it turned out, he was able to kind of turn his body a little bit, so he took the shot in the left arm, like the upper left arm. And Dad said the next thing he remembers is he didn't lose consciousness, but he thought he got shot in the stomach because of the sheer amount of pain that he was feeling, like his entire body was on fire.
A GoFundMe campaign started to help with recovery efforts has received almost 800 donations, totaling $130,000. Josh says the family is touched by the outpouring of community support for his father.
I explained to Dad, years ago, if a family needed something, you guys would hold a fundraising dance, sell pies for $10, and just help that family out. This is how that is done nowadays. So you're not asking for support, but you're just putting your story out there.
The 66-year-old grandfather is now recovering at home.
The specialists are just waiting to see how his body recovers, but I don't think he'll ever have shoulder function again. When the doctor told him that, I was a little bit scared about that. But my dad, being the optimistic man that he is, he was like, "You know what, Doc, that's okay. I'm just happy to be alive."
Josh wants to see those responsible held accountable for what they did to Orlan.
Dad's survival story, that's what I call it. And ultimately, I think everyone should know what these cowards did. They had the vehicle. They had his wallet. They had his phone. They had all they needed. They didn't have to shoot him. And yet they still chose to.
A dangerous persons alert was issued by the RCMP the day of the attack at 9:56 a.m. for suspects in a vehicle robbery and shooting. So far, 2 people have been arrested in relation to the alert, and a warrant has been issued for a third suspect. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.